So this is the social media orientation video for Think Blue, Massachusetts. If you're interested in using our social media materials in your education and outreach, this video will show you how it's done. We'll cover 4 topics in the short video. We'll give you an introduction to the Think Blue, Massachusetts Facebook page. We'll show you how this relates to your permit requirements, how to share posts on your town's Facebook page, and how to measure this outreach. So let's start with an introduction to the Think Blue, Massachusetts Facebook page. Now, I should be up front, you probably can't use Think Blue, Massachusetts social media content using your personal social media accounts. You're going to need help to do what we're going to show you how to do, and that's help from whoever manages social media for your municipal government. You're going to need their help. And that person will go to Facebook and type Think Blue, Massachusetts up here in the search bar. And you'll know they've found the right spot when they see all the rubber duckies on the Think Blue, Massachusetts Facebook page. Now, what they're looking for on the page is these posts. There are 4 of them in the first round of materials that we've prepared for you. Here's the first one, no pot of gold at the end of this rainbow. That's the first post. There's another post here, good fences make good neighbors. The third post is do your duty, scoop my poop. And the last post of the first round is put a lid on it. These are the 4 posts that are available to help you with your education and outreach in the first year. So now, how do these posts on the Think Blue, Massachusetts Facebook page relate to your permit requirement? Well, here are a few highlights from your permit requirements. The MS4 permit for Massachusetts municipalities requires you to implement an education program that includes educational goals based on stormwater issues of significance within the MS4 area. That's kind of the overview of your requirements. More specifically, you have to distribute 2 educational messages over the permit term to each of 4 audiences spaced at least a year apart. Now, you are specifically authorized. EPA explicitly allows you to use existing materials like the content on the Think Blue, Massachusetts Facebook page. And the permit states that you may partner to implement the education program to meet this requirement. Partner with organizations like Think Blue, Massachusetts. Think Blue, Massachusetts has prepared these social media materials for you that is explicitly okay under the terms of your MS4 permit. Now, finally, you must show evidence of focused messages for specific audiences, as well as evidence that progress has been achieved. Now, this is the tricky requirement, and we're going to show you how to do that. Now, the permit defines 4 audiences for this required educational program: residents, businesses, institutions, and commercial facilities, developers, and industrial facilities. It takes all the individuals in the MS4 permit area that you're covering and breaks them into these 4 categories for focused stormwater education. Now, we showed you that do your duty, scoop my poop post. That one is tailored to the needs of residents. Here's the put a lid on it social media post. That one's tailored to the needs of businesses. Here's the good fences make good neighbors post. That one's tailored to the needs of developers. And finally, no pot of gold at the end of this rainbow. That one is tailored towards industrial facilities. The permit has 4 audiences. We have 4 social media posts tailored to meet the needs of those audiences. So here's how you share those posts on your town Facebook page. When you share them, the outreach has begun. Now, to remind you, you probably can't do this yourself. You can't use the Think Blue social media content on your personal social media account and get credit for it. Whoever manages social media for your municipal government will have to help you out. So here we are back on the Think Blue Massachusetts Facebook page, and the outreach begins when whoever at your town manages the social media using your town's Facebook page visits Think Blue Massachusetts and clicks share. At the moment that they click share, the outreach has begun, and this post will now appear on your town's Facebook page. You click share, this little box will pop up. You can add a little comment there if you want. And when the button post, when you click that button post, now this appears on your town's Facebook page where your town residents, businesses in your town can see it. So now how do you measure the outreach? This is the trickiest part of the whole thing. But the good news is when you conduct your education and your outreach electronically, there's a lot to measure and quantify. So when you're measuring and demonstrating the progress, there are basically 4 things that you can define and report to the EPA. And the first is the audience. The second is the date. The third is the reach. And the fourth is the responses. So let's start with the audience. You'll want to document that the messages that you have circulated are appropriate for the intended audience. Think Blue Massachusetts has made that really easy for you. We have 4 posts, each clearly tailored to the needs of one of the audiences as defined in the permit. Scoop the poop for residents, dumpster maintenance for businesses, silt fences for developers, and chemical spills for industrial facilities. Now, the second thing that you can measure, the one that seems so obvious, but in fact is so tricky, is the date. Demonstrating that you've conducted your outreach by providing specific dates on which each activity occurred. More than anything else, you can show the EPA that you're making a good faith effort on your education and outreach requirements when you can attach a date to the things that you did. So now we got an example here, and this is from the city of Worcester, Massachusetts. And the city of Worcester, Massachusetts shared a post on their Facebook page the same way that we're hoping that you will share a post. And you can see how the city of Worcester, we're going to show you how the city of Worcester can measure the Facebook outreach. And it starts with the date right there. Worcester, Massachusetts shared a post from the Worcester Fire Department on June 22nd. When your town shares a post from Think Blue Massachusetts, there will be a date that you can report to the EPA. The next thing to measure is the reach, and that means measuring or estimating the size of the audience that's exposed to your message. And here we are back again on the Worcester, Massachusetts Facebook page. How would they do that? It's right up here in the top right. You got 11,166 people that like this page and 11,290 people that follow the page. What's the difference between like and follow? I'm not sure, and it doesn't really matter. They can just pick the bigger number. Once you've shared Think Blue Massachusetts material on your town's Facebook page, you can record how many people follow. That number is right there, and now you've measured the reach. Up to 11,290 people might have seen this post. The last thing that you can measure is the number of responses. How many people in your audience have actively responded in some way? Once again, looking at this Worcester, Massachusetts post, you see that there are 18 people that have liked, loved, or laughed, and 1 comment. So they have 9 responses. And that's how you use